It's been a long time. Couple of years. I remember playing this over the summer of 2019-2020. That was when this project was first put together. The burning heat of an incredible summer even fried my game playing through Sector 3. It was incredible heat, basically. A year of scorching summer, and it's hard to think that now we're facing something so drastically different. Incredible floods. Seems to be the way, though. There's always a bit of a disaster, but there's always the right person for the job. That person is Samus Aran. Red 2 standing by. All four lit and in the green as we return to Metroid Fusion. Welcome to Fusion Reborn. We are going to be playing Metroid Fusion. I've improved a bit over the years. My playing probably hasn't as far as this goes, but we're following on from Metroid Fusion with Metroid Dread. You're getting two for the price of one, which should be pretty good, hopefully. I will be doing things a little bit differently. I'll hopefully be computerizing Adam's voice in this, but I will also be adding a little logbook of all the creatures Samus encounters. I'll be adding a bit of a description on what those creatures are, and Samus's notes on them, because Samus has encountered a lot of creatures in Metroid Fusion before. So, without further ado, let's at least start the first episode and then we can go from there. Let's begin. I'd been assigned to watch over Biologics' research team, so I once again found myself on the surface of SR388. I've never played Metroid 2 or Samus Returns, I really should. But you gotta love the pixel art for the Game Boy Advance. It's amazing. What's even cooler is that something referencing this scene was added to the end of Samus Returns. It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. Samus is not a bad driver. She's in the middle of freaking out and then, the ship is veering off. And there we go, that's the end of the adventure. Oh no, wait! Biohazard suits! The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics' vessel recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Then, someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X-parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. With sophisticated targeting, I might add. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived. Reborn is something different. Pondering this fact, I realise I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over.
We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking.
The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Labs, or BSL, research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt computerized CO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I've found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CO. Now I want to put something in here. Metroid Other M was a result of Yoshio Sakamoto kind of mucking up the international translations. He had an idea in his head, but it didn't translate well and he didn't quite convey everything correctly. For example, in the Japanese version, the infamous Varia Suit run, where in the international version Adam is basically no, you don't get to use the Varia Suit, Samus is trying to show off how tough she is basically, and Adam is going, for God's sake Samus, put the Varia Suit on or you're going to burn to death. Adam, I think Yoshio Sakamoto did actually have Adam as a caring CO in mind. The translation just got horrifically fumbled and we got a game that had some nice ideas but built on them really poorly. But as you're gonna see afterwards, well, Samus Returns first and then Metroid Dread? What a redemption story. I know the guy probably copped a hell of a lot of flack, but there was legitimate criticism in there. He listened, and oh boy did he come storming back. Well done, Yoshio Sakamoto. And we get our funky purple ship heading out to the asteroid station. In we go. Back on the BSL station. God, the graphics on this console were amazing. We get our map.
There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. The cause of the explosion is as yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way. Uplink from there. Is your objective clear?
Yep.
Now, go to the quarantine bay.
We warp out and let's get going, so... Yep, B shoot, A's jump. Away we go. Back in the tense atmosphere of the BSL station. Absolutely love this game. There is so much tension. The atmosphere is incredible. It just sets everything up in such a way that makes you wonder what's lurking around the corner, even from the beginning. It's also interesting to note that we've essentially got the power grip from the start, probably because we have a lighter suit. Onto the main deck. We can go down there. But that comes much later. We can still explore a little bit, but not very much. Wall jumping also isn't quite as good in this game. Most of the doors are locked, and we can't get through any of the coloured hatches. Let's go through here, our navigation room. Stand on this.
The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful.
So, well, they transported things there, so what are we going to run into? Don't want to go in there just yet. We need to move through quickly, carefully. And we can't go through there just yet. Obviously, because we generally don't get to crawl in these games. We get the morph ball instead, which I think was easier to animate. And the quarantine bay is wrecked. There is a hornode. So we'll put that... And I landed right on it. That wasn't very smart of me. This does not look good. So we'll put that in our little logbook at the end of each episode, I think. Try and keep them around 20 minutes. All we can do now is head back. We'll need to work our way to the navigation room, which isn't very far. Alright, upload the information.
This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sends a scanner. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine worked so quickly and so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites whenever you possibly can. This station is home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I am already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you are only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Now, get going. I have released the lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches.
Off we go then. With probably one of the most hopeful pieces of music in the game. It's definitely quite heroic. Gets us ready for the fight ahead, even though we probably aren't truly ready. So we'll blast that hornode. Move through to a save room. Might as well save my progress. And then we can move on. We we can navigate this area, but we might find something around here. There's a corpse! Go through its pockets for change! Nothing. Oh, hello.
Recording to logbook.
Well, there we go. There's another enemy to add to the list. The zombie researcher. An unfortunate amalgamation of human and whatever the X dragged along. There's that thing, whatever it is.
Recording to logbook.
We'll add that to the logbook as well, and we'll move through this way to another navigation room. There's a lot of exposition in this episode.
I have received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%.
Thanks for the reassurance, buddy. Well, I'll try not to be so useless then, eh? If I've doubled my chance of survival at least, this way is cut off. We can't do anything about that, but it's a big mass of tangled wires. And we'll mug these guys. I can't get a drink, damn it. That would be nice. I don't know what they've got in the BSL station, but could be nice to have a drink now and then. I mean, saving the galaxy it's kind of thirsty work. Okay, can't do anything about that. Up we go! That computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CO I served under named Adam Malkovich. He called me Lady on missions. From anyone else it would have sounded sarcastic, but Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect, and with some irony, I named the computer after him. I kind of have it in my head canon that the idea of Samus getting called Lady is a bit of a running joke. Like, Adam might have called her that out of, I don't know, frustration or something once. But Samus decided to own it, turn it into a running joke, use it against him a little bit. And then they just sort of turned it into their own little joke as their connection built. I do like to think that they really were friends. Well, this looks like we're near the main deck. There's a recharge station and a save station. So, we can recharge our missiles there, we can save. And let's head in to the navigation room. If we want to go a lot higher up, there's a red hatch. We can't do anything about that yet. The one door's cut off, the other one hasn't. So, let's go and get our information and grab some missiles. Check this out. This looks pretty smooth. So there we are. We have 10 missiles. Missile data downloaded. Hold R and press B. It's a little easier to work with than the ones in Super Metroid. And I can't remember how you switch to missiles in the original Metroid because I haven't played that in ages. And lights are gone off. That wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I didn't press any buttons. Maybe I did wind up fusing the lights at soccer trading temporarily, or at least making them all go off. Because one of the light towers had gone off. We were actually training down at a cricket oval, because I think the regular pitch was a bit boggy and one of the light towers wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, let me have a go at this. I'll sort something out. A few flicked switches later, none of them were working. And then fortunately they started working before the coach got there. Lucky me.
Electrical interference has knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge biosigns, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge room or absorb a special type of X parasite. You'll see. Try it out. Is your objective clear?
So wait, you hope the missiles work. You've sent me something and you don't know if it works? Are you trying to get me killed, buddy? Jeez Louise.
Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use it.
Look, I thought Obi-Wan Kenobi was my only hope. As a matter of fact, I kind of wish I had Obi-Wan Kenobi. Mind you, I don't know how the Force would... I don't think the Force would go very well. Oh, I don't want to think about what would happen if the X got hold of a Jedi. Ugh, that'd be terrifying.
Now, find a way to the target, and please stop monologuing.
Like you can talk. Well, actually, you do. So, what we want to do is jump along here, and... there we go, conveniently glowing lights. And we can take out one of these things with 1, 2, and 3.
Logbook.
Down we go. Now, there is a missile expansion we can get somewhere. I know there are missile expansions I can grab. So, down this way. At least I thought there was one. I will be able to get back here. There's that one. Oh, that's right. It's just here. So we'll shoot this guy. There we go. We've now got 20 missiles. We're very well powered up. And here we are on the main deck. If we go up this way... so that's our map. So we can save if we want to. I probably will save just to be on the safe side. That's kind of a bad pun, really. So I know where some of the pickups are, but after this I'll make sure to get a much better list so that we have more bits and pieces on hand. Where does this lead me to? The other side of those wires, right? Yep. So the other side of that tangle of wires, we land right in the zombie researcher and they still do a fair bit of damage.
Recording to logbook.
So let's add the Ghidorah to our list. Too high. Whoop. Let's take it out, and there we go. Oh, come back here. The red X give us a much bigger power up. We get like 500 health and a huge amount of missiles back. So, if we go through here, we can get an energy tank. Is it here? Is it here? There. Yeah, we can run through here, and we can get another energy tank, which will put us in good stead for the boss fight. Because there is a boss coming up. But you know what? I think I'm going to leave it as a bit of a cliffhanger. If you have actually watched the first one, you'll know what's coming. But if you haven't, we'll leave it as a bit of a surprise. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's proceed to the logbook, and until next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.